Quais são as formas respeitosas de fazer a vida junto com isso que nós chamamos de natureza, mas que não é nada mais do que parte de nós. É uma relação que nós constituímos e que nos constitui. E acima de tudo, a gente está aqui hoje para escutar essas vozes e para mostrar o que nós aprendemos junto a essas escutas. E as práticas que precisam ser denunciadas, que precisam ser superadas, que precisam ser condenadas de extrativismo industrial, corporativo, da venda da Amazônia e de outros biomas, para a soberania corporativa, para o capital transnacional. As pessoas que estão aqui, vocês, as que se encontram em Belém hoje, as milhares de vozes indígenas, de povos tradicionais, de comunidades quilombolas, de cientistas, de juristas que estão mostrando os outros caminhos, é daí que vem a nossa inspiração. E que a gente possa hoje, nessa sessão final de encerramento do 6º Tribunal Internacional dos Direitos da Natureza, realizar a potência desse encontro que está aqui hoje, junto com essas penas, com esses cocares, com essas músicas, com esses rituais, com as palavras que vão ser trazidas aqui hoje. E que a gente possa evocar as transformações profundas que a gente precisa, não só nas políticas públicas e no Estado, mas também nas nossas subjetividades, nos nossos desejos, nos nossos corpos. Então eu declaro aberta essa sessão do 6º Tribunal da Natureza.
Muchísimas gracias, Ana, y gracias por dar por oficialmente empezado su tribunal. Voy a darle la palabra a Oscar Lee, quien nos va a contar un poco del contexto de por qué estamos aquí, por qué realizamos un tribunal en la COP30.
Good morning, everyone. It's really an honor to be here with you and with all my colleagues, and especially thank you to all of the indigenous peoples from Brazil who are welcoming us to your territories. My name is Osprey Oriole, and I'm with the Women's Earth and Climate Action Network. And today we're meeting here in the heart of the Amazon and at the edge of a world in crisis. For over a decade, GARN has been organizing rights of nature tribunals alongside UN climate conferences. And we have done this strategically and intentionally to expose the limitations and dangers of these government processes and to demonstrate a fundamentally different path forward. And that's why we're here today. While many COP30 discussions and negotiations are focusing on carbon markets, on false solutions, net zero targets, and so-called nature-based solutions that most often serve the same industries that are driving ecological collapse, as we've seen and heard from so many people on the front lines. The Rights of Nature movement is putting forth a powerful vision and a call to action that governments are not doing and that they must do. We are calling to put the entire system on trial. And what I mean by this, a system that legalizes and monetizes the destruction of life. A system that commodifies forests as carbon offsets, calculates rivers as financial assets, and treats Mother Earth as a dead thing to be extracted from. A system built on the illusion that humans stand above nature rather than as a part of the sacred web of life. While very importantly, tribunals are examining specific cases, which you've been hearing about, from fossil fuel extraction to deforestation in the Amazon, the work here is also about fundamentally placing on trial the totality of our legal and economic systems. Systems that are actively eroding the living earth under the false premise that we can put a price tag and trade and sell our way out of planetary collapse. This is not possible, and Mother Earth is showing us this. And all too often, that is exactly what is happening inside the UNFCCC process, which is why many of us from civil society, from grassroots movements, from indigenous communities, and many others are here to intervene and transform these processes and to say, no, we have another way forward. Rights of nature is not just a critique, it's a way of being a living pathway, a framework already alive in Ecuador's constitution, and may it continue to live on, in Bolivia's laws, in New Zealand's rivers, in communities across the world. Rights of nature uplifts foundational and ancient truths. The rivers have the right to flow. The forests have the right to thrive. That the earth is not a resource. Mother Earth is a living being with rights, and we need to stand with land defenders and indigenous communities. This is not symbolic, this is law, and it is a law that places life, not markets, at the center of decision making. We are calling for governments at COP30 to recognize ecosystems as rights-bearing entities, not carbon stocks or environmental services, to reject the financialization of nature, including forests and biodiversity offsets and credits, which they are promoting in Article 6 of the Paris Climate Agreement, to set conditions that climate finance uphold the protection of the rights of ecosystems and indigenous rights, to integrate rights of nature into nationally determined contributions, the NDCs by countries, providing a transformative pathway forward. We need to intervene what we're doing here into those spaces, to recognize that rights of nature is central to the formal UNFCCC Just Transition Work Program. That's one of the spaces that we can operate in inside the hallways of the COP, is the Just Transition Program. This is vital because why an accelerated fossil fuel phase out and rapid scaling of renewable energy is critical. We know that the transition needs to be grounded in a rights-based approach in order to not reproduce extractive economic and colonial harms as we have experienced with the fossil fuel economy. And we've put out this report called The Rights of Nature as a Central Pillar of Just Transition to really put forward this vision and a deeper analysis on this topic. Lastly, we want governments at COP30 to move forward over time, starting now, to adopt a Universal Declaration on the Rights of Mother Earth. And today you'll be hearing about a new pledge for Mother Earth and how we want governments to adopt this framework. A goal of the Rights of Nature Tribunals is to examine and judge violations that unfortunately remain outside of current institutions, so that we can name what current laws are being ignored and to hear what governments are not listening to, and to make the space for the voices of those who speak for the earth when no one else will, especially land defenders who are courageously putting their lives at risk in defense of Mother Earth. Where official negotiations fail to protect life, it is people's movements, all of us here, like the tribunal, that can step forward with clarity and courage. We're not here to decorate a broken promise. We are here to show the world what real climate justice looks like. And it begins with recognizing that nature is not for sale, that Mother Earth has rights, and we are here to uphold them. Thank you.